People today are becoming more emotionally distant than ever before. One bad experience, one disappointment, one stressful conversation, and the response is often immediate. I'm done with people. Protect your peace. Cut everyone off. And while boundaries are healthy, psychology warns that constantly withdrawing from people can slowly turn into emotional isolation. Because there's a difference between protecting your peace and building walls so high that nobody can reach you anymore. The truth is, peace is not found by escaping every uncomfortable relationship. Real emotional health comes from learning how to deal with people without losing yourself in the process. Here are 7 psychological truths that can help you protect your peace without disconnecting from everyone around you. First, not every difficult person is toxic. Modern culture has made people quick to label others. The moment someone disappoints us, challenges us, or misunderstands us, they are suddenly called toxic, negative, draining, or dangerous. But psychology explains that conflict itself is not proof of an unhealthy relationship. Even strong friendships experience tension. Healthy families still have misunderstandings. Supportive people can still make mistakes, speak emotionally, or fail to communicate perfectly. The problem is not occasional conflict. The problem is repeated disrespect, manipulation, humiliation, or emotional harm without accountability. Sometimes people are not toxic. Sometimes they are simply imperfect humans dealing with stress, fear, insecurity, or emotional limitations. And understanding that difference can save many relationships from unnecessary destruction. Second, boundaries work better than emotional disappearing. A lot of people think protecting their peace means avoiding everyone completely. They stop responding, withdraw emotionally, isolate themselves, or silently distance themselves from others. But psychology often emphasizes boundaries over avoidance. Because avoidance removes connection, boundaries create healthier connection. A boundary is not about controlling other people. It is about controlling your access, your time, and your emotional energy. It may mean not answering calls late at night. It may mean refusing to participate in conversations that always become hostile. It may mean limiting how much emotional labor you give certain people. Boundaries allow you to remain present in relationships without constantly feeling emotionally overwhelmed. And the healthiest people are usually not the ones who run from everyone. They are the ones who know where to place limits. Third, protecting your peace sometimes means disappointing people. Many people lose themselves trying to keep everyone happy. They constantly say yes, constantly show up, constantly listen, constantly rescue, constantly sacrifice their own needs to avoid making others uncomfortable. But over time, this creates emotional exhaustion. Psychologists explain that people who struggle with people-pleasing often feel guilty whenever they prioritize themselves, even when they desperately need rest. But protecting your peace will sometimes require uncomfortable honesty. Sometimes you will need to say, I can't help right now. I need space today. I don't have the energy for this conversation. And yes, some people may become disappointed when you stop overextending yourself. But disappointment is not the same thing as betrayal. You are allowed to protect your mental and emotional capacity. Fourth, not everyone deserves intimate access to your life. One of the biggest emotional mistakes people make is treating every relationship with the same level of openness. Psychology teaches that healthy relationships exist in layers. Some people belong in your inner circle. Some are trusted friends. Some are casual connections. Some are simply people you interact with occasionally. And peace often comes from learning the difference. Not everyone needs to know your personal struggles. Not everyone deserves unlimited emotional access. Not everyone has earned your deepest trust. That does not mean you hate them. It simply means you understand emotional wisdom. You can care about people without giving them unrestricted access to your inner world. Fifth, emotional detachment is a powerful form of peace. Many emotionally exhausted people absorb everything around them. Other people's moods become their moods. Other people's criticism controls their confidence. Other people's opinions determine their emotional state. But psychology explains that emotionally healthy people develop emotional separation. This means learning to observe emotions without absorbing them. If someone is angry, it does not mean you must become angry too. If someone criticizes you unfairly, it does not automatically define your value. If someone is having a bad day, it does not mean you must carry their emotional weight for them. Emotional detachment is not coldness. It is emotional stability. It is the ability to remain grounded even when people around you are emotionally chaotic. Sixth, loneliness and peace are not the same thing. Sometimes people mistake isolation for healing. After painful experiences, withdrawing from others can temporarily feel safe. No expectations, no conflict, no emotional pressure. But psychology consistently shows that human beings still need healthy connection. Long-term isolation often increases anxiety, sadness, emotional numbness, and overthinking, because people were never designed to carry life entirely alone. Real peace is not the absence of people. It is the presence of healthy relationships, healthy boundaries, and emotional balance. The goal is not to remove everyone from your life. The goal is to build relationships that do not constantly destroy your mental well-being. Seventh, you cannot control people, only your response to them. One of the greatest sources of emotional suffering is trying to force people to become who we want them to be. We want people to understand us perfectly. We want them to communicate better. We want them to behave differently. We want them to finally give us the love, maturity, or consistency we hoped for. But psychology repeatedly teaches the same difficult truth. People only change when they choose to. And peace begins when you stop exhausting yourself trying to control others. You stop begging people to become emotionally aware. You stop trying to fix everyone. You stop expecting certain people to suddenly become who they have repeatedly shown they are not. Instead, you focus on your response, your boundaries, your mindset, and your emotional health. Because true peace is not controlling everyone around you. It is learning how to remain emotionally steady regardless of who refuses to change. In the end, protecting your peace does not always mean cutting people off. Sometimes it means becoming emotionally wiser, learning when to step back without hatred, learning when to speak honestly instead of silently resenting people, learning when to care without carrying everyone's emotional burdens. Because real peace is not isolation. Real peace is having the strength to stay connected to people without losing yourself in the process.